Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, February 2nd. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yas Money.
Buenos dias.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is one of those shows where it's literally everything happened over the weekend in the last 72 hours.
Yep.
That, you know, we have to stretch out throughout the entire show. We don't want to BRL too soon. Honestly, when we stopped the show at 10 a.m. on Friday, then everything hit the fan. Starting off with thousands taking the streets on 4th Avenue and Congress, touring or protesting for the National Ice Out protests, with over 40 local businesses who have closed down in solidarity with the national strike. There was over 300 protest locations nationwide, and Tucson represented was one of the largest spots in all the country. When people came out. Yeah. It was big. I mean, I don't know if you saw any of the videos or you went downtown on Friday. Yeah, it was massive. It was shoulder to shoulder all the way through, and then that messaging and celebration of sorts. It's weird to say celebration, but after the protest, of course, downtown 4th Avenue was jumping, and they were still, they were out there, drinking, celebrating, and shouting out their slogans and everything else. So it didn't stop there. And that was just to kick things off. Then we had, the legendary actress from Home Alone and Beetlejuice and Schitt's Creek. I'm getting there. I was going to, yes, Catherine O'Hara was, passed away, and no word yet on what her condition was. And it really, her last public appearance, I think it was the Emmys. And I didn't even notice this. It didn't go viral at the time, but she did look frail. And before that, every time you saw Catherine O'Hara, she was, she looked like Catherine O'Hara. She was stunning, and she was just in Beetlejuice, all that, right? And then boom, out of nowhere, she passed away. So that was on Friday. There was huge events that happened over the weekend. And you went to the Killers on Saturday.
Yes, I did.
So, and explain this to me, because this is another thing where it's like, I was talking to a friend of mine who was like, oh yeah, the Wasted Management Open doesn't start till this Thursday. And I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't. But the Killers are performing on Saturday. Are you telling me these guys are pre-gaming for an entire week before the festival now, or before the golf tournament now?
Yes. Well, it's a week-long event, and it's open to the public, but it's like all the big stuff doesn't start until Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
So those kickoffs, like the what is it, the professional, amateur, whatever, that's Wednesday, and they already have the lineup for all the celebrity hosts or the celebrity guests that are coming into play. So like Mookie Betts, Colin Jost, like there's a list of them.
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday, and people can come.
Yes, I mean that one, yeah, and it's actually like the easiest day to go and leave, because it's not that busy and you see all the celebrities. Right? Yeah.
No, but this was the kickoff to the entire week.
Right.
So it was an opening concert, aside from everything else, and it was inside of the 16th hole. And it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, it looked good. I saw some of your stories because I usually thought like the bird's nest is inside a tent and it's pretty massive. Did you see any of Yaz's stories, Rico?
No, I didn't see
Okay, pull it up, dude. Do yourself a favor, because it was so insane what they did there. They had the Killers smack dab in the middle of the green of the 16 hole with all the bleachers all the way around it. How long did they perform for?
Maybe like an hour and a half.
Yeah, look at that, man. The Wasted Management Open has so much money. They have FU money, right? To where they could spend that much money just on, getting a band that's not even gigging in this year that much at all. And be like, they probably backed up the truck and gave them $5 million to do that set.
Oof,
yeah.
That's insane.
How much did you pay for your tickets again?
$250.
Damn.
$250, unlimited drinks, unlimited food.
No, I know.
Well, okay.
I guess that works out, right? It kind of balances out. That's still like $250. How many drinks did you drink?
So they give you a stamp card,
Right.
and so it's only good for 6 drinks. But like the bartenders were like, I kept asking for extra lime, and she's like, "Oh, I'm running out of lime, so I'll just count this as 1 drink." You know, like they just did their own.
Yeah.
And if you tip them, like
right,
I'll take care of you.
Yeah. So
Heavy.
I mean, for $2.50, they say unlimited drinks, unlimited food. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna make sure I get my $2.50's worth.
And it wasn't like any other type of like food. Like they had like this little buffet spread of like the perfect portion of like a salad or like a pork rice bowl.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Like the best mac and cheese I've ever had in my life. It was like gourmet finger food, and then it was like little chicken nuggets.
So you didn't get fire fested.
No. So
Good.
I highly recommend if you know of like your friend's company or your company that have a
All right, we'll continue that here in a little bit. Please reintroduce. We got Rico and Weirdo joining us here on the podcast broadcast. To kick off our podcast broadcast, very special guest. You're going to recognize him immediately because he's that part of the that big of American icon, if you will, over the last 20 to 30 years. Is Steve Wilkos. You know him as the no-nonsense host of the Steve Wilkos Show. Obviously, the head bodyguard of the Jerry Springer Show before spinning off and doing that. We got Steve joining us right now. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, can you hear me well? You hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, now, of course, Steve is one of the realest dudes of daytime television and been on such an immaculate run. How many years now have you been hosting your own show? Are we on, was it like 20? Is it 20 years?
19. We're at 19.
Okay.
19.
We're hoping for 20.
No, yeah, you're getting there. Well, you're right there. You see it right there, right?
You got this.
I mean, how has daytime television changed over the last like decade? Obviously, you know, with clip culture, streaming culture, all that.
Well, you got to, when I started on Springer Show back in the 90s, there was, CBS, NBC, ABC, and Fox, right? And then you had a bunch of syndicated stations, but there was the internet wasn't what it is today. You didn't have phones. When I started Springer, nobody even had cell phones. So, if you were a hit talk show, you were getting 10 million people watching your show. If you get 1 million nowadays, that's incredible. So it certainly has changed. And listen, it's a dying format, TV, right? Like my kids don't watch TV. Regularly turn on the TV and watch a show that's airing right then. Most young people today, they're watching streaming services or they're on TikTok or Instagram. So, but I'm fortunate that through all this, I still made it to season 19, and hopefully I'll do a season 20.
I can see 20 happening, and you're like, we're in a very similar kind of industry, right? Being in radio and stuff. You think about how like there's so many different on-demand options as it continues to evolve. But at the same time, yes, the linear tradition of what the business model was is changing. But you guys are still cranking out the content and the shows. And then, of course, the social media clips and stuff. So you could still reach 10 million plus easily every single week, just reformatted in a new way. But the bag is different. The money is different, right? Because when you're on, back in the golden era, right? And you know it, right? Because Jerry made a ton of money. Oprah became a billionaire, So, yeah, you're seeing that.
Yeah, that's the thing. That you're still going to get views, like you said. A lot of people watch my show on social media, and it's driven with clips, and you're on YouTube and Facebook, and those do generate money too.
Yeah.
But the days of making $15 million a year, $10 million a year, that's over, man.
That's over. It's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah,
well, I mean, have you ever thought? Yeah, I know. I feel that. I understand. Well, I mean, is there a natural or a discussion to? I mean, obviously, we're still on television, which we still need products on television, especially on the type of channels that you're on all across the country. But is there discussion of bringing this to different streaming services? Do streaming services want the back catalog? Because you have, I mean, how many hours of quote unquote content does the Steve Wilkos show have?
Well, we have right now, you're going to have 19 years of a library to show. So, like, when I think Jerry finally has gone off the air, they stopped taping his show in 2018. And I think it aired all the way up until last year. Maury now has been retired for a few years, and you still see the Maury show all over the place. And that'll be the case with my show, even though when I stop taping, it will air for few years. So when you get to a talk show that has that kind of vast library, you'll always stream somewhere, even if it's not on TV. It'll air on certain apps that do shows and things of that nature. But like you said, linear TV it's dead. I mean, when I think about the last show that, like, say, network TV, not even cable, because the last show that I would watch when it would air originally would be Breaking Bad when it was on AMC. That was the last show I would say, oh my God, Sunday night, I got to watch that at 9 o'clock. I got to be there.
Yeah.
And then, but before that, if you're talking about network TV, the last show that I remember saying, hey, we got to watch that when it comes on was Seinfeld. Seinfeld ended, I think, in 1999.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's all on demand as well. So, and that's what people want. They want their television shows whenever they want to see them, So,
I just had this conversation with my kids. When I was a little kid, and like we have a tradition in our family, we watch Charlie Brown Halloween, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Christmas when it comes on.
Right.
We watch it over the holiday season. When I was a kid, if you didn't see Charlie Brown Halloween on Halloween, you had to wait a year to see it again because there was no videotapes, download it or watch it on VCR and all. Because I'm 62, so they can't even imagine that. Like, what do you mean you couldn't watch it when you want? Like, you can nowadays you can watch whatever you want when you want. So it's is it nicer?
Yeah.
Yes. Has it kind of killed linear TV? Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I guess it's difficult to necessarily promote your show per market too, because you got different time slots in every single market across the entire country as well, right? So, I mean, what do you say?
Syndicated, Chicago, I'm on at 10 a.m. New York, I'm on at noon. The one advantage is, like, if you're on like an NBC station, you're on NBC and O&Os, you're going to be on most of the time at all across the nation at a certain time, and you just have more powerful stations. But listen, to be 19 years of my show, still on the air, still going strong. Our ratings are very good for what they are nowadays. I'm not complaining. I'm very fortunate. And listen, I'm lucky because I'm at the end of the way. I don't want to work forever. I've had a great run. I've made a lot of money. I'm when they tell me it's over, I'm not going to be crying. I'm good.
Yeah, they're like going on vacation, right? Well, let's we'll talk about the legacy real quick. Obviously, you started in this, heyday of like shock TV, right? And I know your show's different. It's not as shocking or grabbing, but what's one subject or topic of guests that you had on your show that still sticks with you today, where you're like, man, I can't believe that was real?
Oh my God, that's like picking out your favorite drop out of the ocean. I mean, there's just a million.
Yeah.
But the one that I remember so clearly is because I got hit with the metal bowl. A woman, she was on the show. She thought her daughter was poisoning her. The daughter was this sweet, innocent looking girl. She failed the test. She was pouring bleach in her mother's orange juice every morning. And the mother went crazy and ran to the back of the stage, which so crazy. I'm supposed to be observant, former policeman. I never knew there was a chest at the back of my stage with a metal bowl. And she picked up that metal bowl and she flung it at her daughter, but it hit me right above my eye. I went down like a ton of bricks. And that ended up being our highest rated show ever. Steve goes down and people were happy. So, I didn't care.
It's like more of that.
Yeah, your producer's celebrating, let's get your head taken off.
These little baseball bats to all our guests, they could just hit me in the head,
Oh, God.
We'll get to 10 million viewers every day.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, obviously, Jerry Springer was, you said Jerry Springer changed your life for obvious reasons, right? What's the biggest lesson that he taught you that you still use today in what you do?
I just observed the guy being so professional, showing up on time, being gracious, treating everybody with respect. That was just great to see. The guy was the biggest star in the world, and he treated everybody wonderfully. And I've always learned from that.
Yeah. And did you watch the documentary that was on Netflix on him? He had like a 3-part documentary.
Yeah, I did because I actually was in the documentary. I participated in, and I thought it was well done.
Yeah. So you thought it like honored his legacy well, and it wasn't too like salacious trying to kick a man.
No, it is what it is. I mean, get over it. It was a great show. It was entertaining. Everybody watched it.
Everybody watched it. Are you kidding me? Like, I mean, I watched it. That was the one show that both myself and my dad watched it religiously.
Like bonded over it.
Oh my God. Yes. He's like, did you see what happened on Springer today? And it's some of the stuff where I'm like, Dad, come on. That was probably made up, right? Like some stuff is like, he's like, no, I seen it.
People raced home to watch that show, man. So when's the last time anybody did that?
Yeah, and you know what? And it's so funny too because it's not like it was a plan for you to break out like a star on that show, and it just like you were intervening, breaking up these fights so much, and then the charismatic bald head, intervening there, and people just ended up loving you so much. Where did that shock you? It had to catch you by surprise too, right?
Yeah, that was an accidental thing that happened. And listen, man, that's how great that show was. A total nobody like me ended up with their own show because of the Springer Show.
Yeah. Now, when you started as like a bodyguard on the Jerry Springer Show, how much were you getting paid? Or was it like a independent contract?
We got to run, buddy. We got to run, buddy.
Last question. And
that's take care. Sorry about that. Take care, guys.
That's all right. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we only had 10 minutes with Steve. And,
that was a hard out.
Oh, I know. That's all right. Yeah, I took 13. But thank you, John, for setting that up. Steve Wilkos, everybody. Let's keep this conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We got Weirdo in studio. We're going to talk Royal Rumble and so much more right after this. You can join us, youtube.com/BeefVegan, or keep it right here for Blink-182. Here's What's My Age Again? Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah.
When you hear the stern producer voice, you're like, okay, that's done. Like, we got to go, buddy.
I know. It was 10 minutes, but at the same time.
What'd you get, 13?
I got 12 because he was on good. Like a minute late.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's not bad.
Sorry, if you got bigger markets to go to. Okay, well, that is a question now that in real time, I'm just like, oh, yeah, because I know that you were getting hired as an independent contractor. Imagine getting paid back then in the 90s, probably maybe $50 or $100 a show.
Right.
Which is a lot back then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then boom. Oh, by the way, I'm making $15 million a year.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so interesting that initial like promotion of it is like, TV's dead. I'm on life support. Maybe we'll make it to 20, maybe not. I'm like, Jesus, man. All right.
He seems he's like you said, it's way more than he could ever have asked for.
Yeah.
And then you look at his age now with the kids, the family, his golf, and he's just like, all right, if they want to say I'm done, I'm done. I'm stashing up.
Right. Like he won't quit.
Yeah.
However, if they're like, this is the last season, he'll be like, oh, thank God.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. It's so close to like retirement. And
20 is a good number. Get that 20.
Yeah. Let's make it, just a nice round number, sell it in syndication, or it's not even syndication now, just to streaming services. Hey, you want the library? Here's fucking 20,000 hours of the Steve Wilkos show.
When I look at a legacy like that has a show that, had its heyday, like back in you look at Judge Judy now even. Like some of those reruns are still fascinating to fall into sometimes. Like when you have cases set in like 1995 and the big hair comes out, you're like, damn, this is dated.
Yeah.
But this is still entertaining.
Yeah, but you're captivated.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's lasted that long too, and now it's Judy Justice, and they have a whole station just for her show. It's just like, there's still people out there.
And then Judge Judy was making like the most money on television at one point. But again, that was before everything changed. And it all started that. So Brian said that's got to suck to do a bunch of those interviews in a day. Yeah, that's called
showbiz, baby.
Yeah, that's called a circuit. And we get availabilities, 10-minute slots, and they do that nonstop throughout the day. Rock 1 2.1, KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It was good to talk with Steve Wilkos and then ask him about ice. I was going to get there. I was warming him up.
That close.
We got Weirdo in studio. And now you watched the Royal Rumble, Weirdo?
Oh, yes, sir. I actually watched it live. I usually have to wait till like the day or two later, but I was actually able to watch it live. So that was kind of exciting.
Wait a second. Your Polycube can afford, ESPN plus.
Split 4-way.
I might be borrowing a password.
Oh, that's
We're such cheap asses. We really are.
Well, it's expensive, man.
Frugal.
Oh my, yeah, it's on top of all the other streaming services and bundles you got to do. Then you got to pay an additional $30. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do remember paying just $30 for the pay-per-views back in the day. So
Right.
like I get it. However, that's the only thing we use on ESPN Plus is the WWE content, which is just one PLE a month.
Yeah, I know.
Whoop-de-doo.
I know. Yeah, well, it happened in Saudi Arabia again. Of course, this is the road to WrestleMania kicked off. And, were you happy with the winners of both the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble?
I was absolutely thrilled with the women's. They did a fantastic job. I actually didn't see Liv Morgan getting back over, but it makes sense because she's coming back from injury when she was on top with that injury, too.
Yeah.
So,
and Liv Morgan, for those who wrestling fans out there, they know she was the only wrestler who was in all 9 female Royal Rumbles,
yes.
right? And so Liv Morgan won, and then Roman Reigns won the men's Royal Rumble.
Which I felt fine. Okay, he's a good wrestler. I get it. It was funny what he was doing with Jey Uso, and they're going to try to bring him back for another run through at least WrestleMania, but I don't even think they have plans for him until with SummerSlam. So because he's just on a part-time contract. And then he said he's planning on retiring much earlier than other stars. So it was whatever.
I don't know.
I think they could have went a different direction with it, but
I did see him, before or on the Pat McAfee show, and he said that with modern technology and everything like that, he could be in this game for a while. He's feeling like he's in his 20s, and he's right about that. As far as athletes are concerned, their longevity is a lot more now because ice baths and knowing how to properly, eat and nutrition and all that stuff. And he also talked about how he gave WWE an opportunity to build stars, and within the last 2 years, no stars were put over. He's like, so daddy's home, to take the ball and run with it. And I don't think he wanted to, give up the title at the time. He did to Cody Rhodes, and it was kind of like a slight to Cody Rhodes, being like, hey, sorry, man, you had the title for 2 years. Yeah. Nobody cares. So I'm coming back. Do it all over again. Let me talk about the one thing that I find fascinating always whenever WWE goes to Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, right? Because you think about this, the impact of the culture of Saudi Arabia, we're seeing it evolve in real time. Now, I'll explain. Now, obviously, with their uber religious, with the Muslim religion and strict religion, their female rights weren't necessarily a thing and aren't necessarily a thing. Especially out in public, they would have to wear everything, not show anything. Right. And initially, when WWE announced that they were going to do business with Saudi Arabia, the WWE female superstars weren't allowed on the show at all, right? Because it was just too much. Now, they're like, hey, we need to work on that because we're a very female-friendly company. And also, we want to kind of push this forward. So Saudi Arabia, as they continue to get westernized in all their entertainment and investing in all the entertainment, has started to, not only allow women on their shows, but now embrace women on their shows with certain stipulations. The major thing you see that's different than anything else is that when WWE female superstars wrestle in America, they're basically almost naked, right?
Some of them, yes.
Yes, they're showing off the assets. Yeah, almost all of them have butt cheeks out. And I'll tell you what, I love that. All right, massive fan. Okay,
huge fan right here.
Yes, in Saudi Arabia, they have to wear completely different outfits and cover up everything except for their faces. But respectfully, it just works. It absolutely works. And in fact, actually, now the women are not only embracing it and they're appreciative and happy about it, they're having some fun
They
with it as well. So I want to show this
Fighting
here.
in ninja suits.
Well, no, actually they look like Power Rangers.
Oh, how
and
funny.
so
This is fantastic.
yes, so this went viral of a WWE superstars put together and stuff. Chelsea Green's in there, Jordan Grace. So this was their play. They know they look like Power Rangers, so they put together this TikTok that took over the internet. Check it out.
Do my best, Kimberly.
Morphin time! Dragon Sword!
Mastodon! Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Do my best, Kimberly.
It's amazing.
Love it.
Make it work.
Yeah.
Well, and there's like a lot of backstage talk coming up to Royal Rumble where a lot of the women were having a blast because not only was it Royal Rumble, but it was also SmackDown the night before.
Mhm.
So a couple of them actually got to wear a couple different outfits. And also, like, it's not like they're in anything flowing. This is still skin tight stuff.
Yeah.
So like it is still showing off the curves and it's still showing off the muscles and everything. And I have to shout out to Ruka throwing it back to Lita style, you know, with the Vans and the big jingo pants and everything else. And then Liv Morgan, because, you know, she's a little white little Chicano girlfriend, you know what I mean? So she kept playing that up. She wore the Nikes. And actually, when I looked at hers, it was not completely opaque. It was actually a little bit see-through.
Oh, yeah, it was.
So that one, she kind of pushed the envelope a little bit, but it absolutely, you know, it fit her gimmick, fit her character. And also, you know, threw it back because right now it's all about the, you know, early 2000s fashion for girls right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I thought everything was fantastic. I was also one that was like, it sucks that the women have to cover. Or wouldn't it be hilarious if then the men came out in bodysuits?
Yeah.
Just like in support of women, because they have to go through so much more work and heat and sweat and blood to get where those men just kind of get handed it to them.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? And now you know how Kane felt all those years.
Oh my
okay?
God, yeah, that is true.
That's how that works.
That is true. Or even a lot of the luchas, right? Like you had Al Parca, you know, 4th generation version of him, and he's in a full suit and the mask and everything. So yeah, they do understand a little bit.
Yeah, no, it was good overall. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't watch the Royal Rumble PLE proper, but I just watched all the clips and caught up.
I just wish I was a fly on the wall in the upstairs with the Saudi princes watching and them going.
No, they were not upstairs. They were front row, sir.
Yeah.
They took a big section. In fact, green shirt guy who goes to every WWE event got kicked out of his seat.
Yeah, that's the thing. And actually, we're going to talk more about it here on the podcast broadcast and also how they built this stadium here in less than 2 weeks. But when they built it and they designed it all state of the art, they accidentally made it look like it was empty on television.
Yeah,
I'll show you what I mean on the podcast broadcast. Be back with more right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, in fact, actually, I think
No, what I was going to say was the Saudi prince is going like, I like the way she looked. Maybe we can loosen the rules a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
To wear less, a little bit less.
No, they've been pushing it forward though. I mean, it's going to be entertainment and that culture, or it's going to be entertainment to be able to push that culture forward and loosen the rules for the women and give the women the rights that they have in other places around the world.
What is the big draw for Saudi? Is it just the amount of money they're giving them to have it there? It's like ungodly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. The
Like,
amount of money.
ungodly.
They're going to do WrestleMania there in 2 years, or
No, next year.
Yeah, next year.
2027.
Jeez.
Yeah, and
So they're both playing ball. They have to.
no, 100%. But this
Yeah.
was all orchestrated by, and it's continued with TKO, all orchestrated by Vince McMahon. And Vince McMahon saw this, as a business opportunity. And Saudi Arabia has invested in all major forms of American entertainment.
Yeah.
All of them.
Music, comedy, combat sports
Yeah.
entertainment. I mean, they're bringing all kinds of things there. And right now, the current crown prince, he is trying to modernize because he has recognized that, we have a ton of money right now because of oil. That's a finite resource. And they know it.
Yeah.
They especially should be the ones to know when it's going to run out. So that's why they're making all the investments now. And he is somewhat progressive when it comes to women's rights and things like that. However, he's got to trickle it in. But he's still very much known for super murdering people that try to come up against him. So like it's still old school, but with slight progression.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And so we'll see how. I mean, I still look at it as a step in the right direction, and
I do too.
obviously you can't take Middle East cultures and stuff and be like, you got to be like us all the way through, right?
Right. No, it'd be too shocking.
Yeah. So, but they're getting there. And then having these women all like Power Rangers. Here's just a little screenshot.
There's still Ruka.
Yeah, I want to see if, because I can't show video here or I'll immediately get flagged, right? But okay. Oh, this is a good shot. So look in the background, right? It looks like they built the stadium. If you look in the back, like to the right, it would look like there's not anyone there, right? Just because the way that they designed this. Now they built this stadium, this outdoor stadium for 50,000 people in less than a month.
Oh, wow.
Right. And it looked great, but they have these kind of lights. And I think they even have, and I'd be jealous if this was the case. It looked like they had like individual speakers with those lights.
They did.
Yeah, right. So that's like giving them a play-by-play, which the only thing that I was always kind of like, what I disliked about going to wrestling live is that I don't hear the yes, and I mean, you kind of need the narration to kind of follow the storyline and everything, right?
Well, they are the soundtrack of WWE, right? Like we have to have those things. But yes, when you look out in the crowd, I kept saying it to my boyfriend who actually watched it with me, surprisingly. Yeah. But I was like, it looks empty once you get past the floor.
Yeah.
Because the way that they did the lights, which don't get me wrong, visually it looked cool and the lights were going and the entrances were happening. But then in the background, you're like, where are the people?
Right. So the ICW, the Internet Wrestling, or IWC, the Internet Wrestling community was all like, oh, you booked this and then nobody shows up. And it's like, no, it was sold out because you saw other angles. Everybody was there in there, but it did look empty just because the lights are super odd. All right, let's see. Let's get ready for our next segment. But as we do that, we'll reset with something that we covered this morning. There was so much that went on over the weekend. Let's see. And we talked about it, including Yas Money's experience with the Killers, which we touched on.
Jealous.
Yeah, actually, I'll have video of that as well. But let's see. Earlier this morning, we touched on this. Check it out. Oh,
the rat saw its shadow.
Right.
The rat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
The
okay,
nerve.
That's not the reason why I brought that up. Happy Groundhog's Day to people who celebrate it. All right, also in Florida, it's frozen iguana season. I've talked about this. I remember blowing your mind, giving you this little bit of information. Now, when it gets too cold, then iguanas in Florida start dropping out of trees and going into a state of ketosis, right? And now there's a new policy set by Governor DeSantis there. People can now collect these frozen iguanas and then donate them to 4 different spots. There's a news report about this. Check out these
this morning, guys. I'm cold stunned myself, but look at this right now. We just saw a couple more groups of people roll up here.
Here is about 3 agents holding about 15 iguanas, huge iguanas, at least on average of 3 feet, all by the tails.
Leg length. Like it's like as long as your legs.
Yeah, and there's so many of them in Florida. But right now, of course, with the winter storm that's going through the majority of the country, it's just too cold for these iguanas. So they're literally just, frozen in a way. They go into this kind of state of ketosis. They're still alive. They're still breathing. And then, then people are able to just grab them. And usually they're really fast. In fact, actually, there's some eyewitness testimony to this stuff here that we'll get to in a second. But here, let's listen a little bit more to this news story.
Count how many iguanas are right there. This is, of course, all part of a Florida Fish and Wildlife program that is actually allowing the public to help remove these invasive iguanas. And already we've seen several groups of people showing up here at this FWC collection center in Are
you offended that they're just like throwing them around?
They're just throwing them in the bins.
Yeah.
But like what?
They're invasive.
I need to know, like, what is the backstory? Why can't you just leave them alone, frozen on the side of the road?
It's just like they're an invasive species in Florida, so it messes with the entire ecosystem there.
Pythons.
And the fact them and pythons, so you could actually hunt both of them. Now, there's a certain time when you can, and it's illegal to collect them when there's an off season. But again, this was just recently changed with Governor DeSantis. It was like, okay, now it's iguana hunting season. So all the Elmer Fuds out there are collecting as many as they can, Pokemon style. But it explains in this news piece. Check it out.
Sunrise. Let's take you now to some of that video as people were arriving with their catches, if you will, earlier today. Due to this cold snap, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says people can now collect live cold-stunned iguanas from their properties or with landowner permission and bring them directly to 5 designated FWC offices throughout the southern part of the state. The closest one here in South Florida being this one here in Sunrise. This is all part of that executive order that was signed by Governor DeSantis this past Friday. That order temporarily lifting permit requirements during this cold weather event. Officials stress, however, there are some strict rules for these iguana collections. Only cold stunned iguanas can be gathered.
You can't beat them over the head with a bat or nothing.
Must be placed in a secure cloth bag and then inside a locked container.
Yeah, it's interesting. So many, like thousands of iguanas were, all rounded up during this time. A lot of times just on their own property. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We interrupt this piece about frozen iguanas to get back here. Yeah, but that was the first time you saw them in the cold state, right? Or whatever they were referring those iguanas
First time I've seen a news close-up that close to the head, making us feel sad.
Yeah,
but I've heard about it, yeah.
I mean, no, you definitely heard about it. I'm saying the first time you saw, like, Contosis or whatever.
Oh, yeah, when they're all knocked out.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's why I was sharing it. I was excited when I came across that. I'm like, I can't wait to show Rico frozen iguanas. He didn't believe me at first, but then looked it up quickly, and it was like, oh, yeah, that is a thing. So, and then Serpent on the stream was like, we eat those in Puerto Rico all the time. So,
yum,
yeah,
yum.
I guess it's like, iguana taco season in Florida whenever there's a cold front. Would you try an iguana taco?
I try it once.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
why
about
not?
you, Weirdo?
I would.
All right.
Absolutely.
It's not that bad.
All right.
Lizard meat.
Look at you guys. All right, here, before we get into a few things, Weirdo has a story that she's gonna wants to talk about. We're gonna do a confession session as well, but I do want to let you know the benefits of morning sex in case you're on a hard fence thinking I don't want it. Are you a fan of?
I'm like, you just said morning sex. I'm like, okay, done.
Yeah,
Convinced.
all right.
Good to go.
Well, some people are anti-morning sex, right? But there are like super benefits to getting it on before noon, and so I just wanted to share those with you real quick. One, they say your testosterone levels are higher when you wake up, so you're more primed and ready to go, and the opportunity presents itself.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
You're relaxed for sleeping, and that primal instinct offers to start the day, and that's beyond amazing.
That gives me energy.
Does it?
Yeah, if you have a nice little morning session, I'm like, man, I'm ready to conquer the day. I'm chill. I got endorphins running. Let's go.
Are you able to do morning sex in your sleeping scenario? Because you have 3 people in your bed beyond you.
Yes.
Besides you.
Yes, it does happen.
It does happen.
It does happen. There might have to be some finagling, or maybe a couple sleeps in a little later, or it is possible.
That's wild. Imagine you're sleeping in bed and you kind of like wake up and you're like, oh, they're doing it next to me. Like,
No, we don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that?
No, because that would be disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would not be okay.
Well, I mean, that's your definition of disrespect. I think, I would not be offended,
3 miles of bad breath.
Well, see that. So you're anti morning sex thing.
I would say
bad breath.
anti completely, but the bad breath thing is definitely a thing.
The
It's
bad
like,
breath
ugh.
thing is a thing.
When you brush your teeth at night before you go to bed, your bad breath's really not that bad in the morning.
Yeah,
Excuse
speak
me,
for
Miss
yourself.
Fancy toothpaste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out Risewell.
Yeah, it's not always the case. I mean, I've been in situations where I've been romantic in the morning like this. Just trying to make sure my breath goes elsewhere, like out and beyond. It's like gross.
I'm wearing that COVID-19 mask again.
Yes, but no, I wouldn't even want to do that because put myself out of the mood, smelling my own bad breath. All right, now some find it a turn on when a partner makes a move while they're still a bit groggy, which I'm down with that. And there's no chance you'll be worn down by whatever the day brings because you're ready. You're getting a jump start, basically.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But I can imagine there's probably some women and maybe some men out there that are just like, you don't understand. I had a really bad dream, and I know it's not real, but the feelings are still here, and I can't.
Men do that?
Well,
I don't know. You never know.
Oh, never. I got the worst dream ever. And be like,
I'm giving men the opportunity to also be a little moody, okay? Be an equal opportunity
a
here.
T-Rex just ate my entire family, and I got struck by lightning. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
I am revved up.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, babe. I was having a dream in the zombie apocalypse, and you got us killed. So F you.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't happen for most men. But all right. If you think morning sex might be in the cards, preparation could be everything. So you got to know your partner's schedule. Make your play and know that it's going to be a lazy morning, or so you don't shoot your shot when you have like meeting stress and other stuff that might get in the way. They say plan ahead by keeping a couple bottles of water and some breath mints by the bed.
There you
it is.
go. There's your breath mint.
Yeah. Pop in a breath.
With the Mentos theme song. Hell yeah.
Honestly, I don't even know how many times my morning breath C-blocked myself, right? I never thought about just putting breath mints by the table. Like, what? Oh.
Solution's been there the whole time.
This is
there.
a wasted advertisement opportunity from breath mint companies. Oh my God, if that's all they did in their advertisements is like, this is going to up your chance of getting laid, billions.
Yeah, morning sex mints.
Yeah.
Sex mints for breakfast. You know, I mean, it's
Trying
right
to do
there.
the jingle again.
Yeah, right there.
We got to make it.
Well, they say invest in blackout curtains or sleep masks can be helpful for those who prefer their action in the dark, or if you're just dating someone ugly. And then intimacy doesn't always involve orgasms, so it's okay if you get yours and she doesn't get hers. So that's what it says there. So I mean,
that's not what it's saying.
It's on there.
It's right there. It's science.
It's a science. Don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just saying.
Wow.
No, they say that most women are faking it anyways. And they say the over experience is the goal, and the quest for that final exclamation point could put on too much pressure on those things. And hey,
it's the friends you make along the way.
Yeah, and if you rev the engine, you get it warmed up, and then you're not wiped for the entire day. Maybe that's the first thing you'll want to do when you come home.
Exactly. Right. It can make the day more tantalizing because you're thinking about it, and you're still got that engine revved. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you could be texting sweet things like, "You still need to make me finish." All right, we're going to continue this conversation on the podcast broadcast. Be back with more after music from 9 Inch Nails on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Get 20% off your sex mints with code word beef.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tempt him. He makes money off that.
Breakfast sex mints. Doodaloo. All right, yeah. I mean, I'll work on it.
The best part of waking up.
Here's a quick update, though, on the clip, the Dr. Pepper jingle girl.
Yeah, this is all real, by the way, right?
She is real.
Okay.
And the reel itself, our reel that we put on social media, has been doing really well, especially on YouTube. But it does look like she didn't get paid $2 million. But they did definitely take her jingle. So now it's like a whole thing about,
Wait. She still got paid, though, right? Just not $2 million?
You know what? It's tough to tell. Like Romeo right now, that's her name on TikTok, is really courting Hyundai, trying to get that Hyundai money.
She's greedy now?
Yeah, dude. And
she's like, I'm a hot commodity.
She's a diva now.
Yeah, and it's not great, like her like it has not been they haven't hit the same.
Look how she goes to Hyundai after Dr. Pepper. Like, what's the next best market?
Yeah.
Well, because now she's probably trying too hard.
She is.
Right?
Yeah,
like where it just kind of it was lightning in a bottle, and now she's like really pushing it, so it's just gonna fail.
Or do you think it's the agent? Do you think somebody came on, she hired as a PR person, and they're like pushing her hard now?
I mean, I don't know if she's on that. Yeah, I mean, if you think she got signed to an agent immediately, I don't know if that's the case. And so let's see if I could try to find her.
I'd make that $2 million in bail. You'll never see me again.
Right.
Like, that's it. I'm out.
Right.
I'm the jingle guy.
Here she is, Romeo Show. Let me pull it up. Okay, so here's her page. And okay, so she got the pin things. It's all been a social experiment. This is the Dr. Pepper theme song, the original thing.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
All right, but I think
so that's the thing that made her go viral.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And this is her Hyundai ploy here.
The sun is out and I'm feeling okay. Have a good day with Hyundai.
No.
Ding.
No, stop. You need to stop right now. Somebody stop her. Take away her phone.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like, yeah, it's bad.
No.
It's bad. You're like, oh, Romeo, like,
stop it.
Yes, yeah. You
So
had
cold.
this. Yeah, you had this half awake kind of like, like inspirational jingle pop to your head,
Right.
and then you sitting down and writing it, and it turns like that, and it's not.
It's got to be the double chin. Just woke up angle. Like, it's authentic.
Yes.
It's you. It's bad lighting.
What? But even look at it, like it's the ding for me, Slim Jim.
Yeah.
See, it's unfortunate because corporations
Look at 'em,
are
yeah.
encouraging this.
Right.
Slim Jim
Right.
on there.
Yeah,
The
man.
ding, like, we're next.
Yeah. I think she did
Oh,
mention
no.
here how she didn't get paid.
Vita
though.
Coco. There's one. Look at Vita Coco.
Okay.
This is my theme song for Vita Coco. Vita Coco, you'll go loco, cause it's so dang delicioso. Boom, boom.
It's not a Hispanic company. Is it?
No, but it rhymes.
It rhymes.
Well, and then Coco.
Oh, it's
the movie.
It's tough.
Damn it.
Come on,
I don't want to hate her now. I don't want to resent her.
I know. What is this one here?
So I decided I'm not auditioning for Drake's music video or to direct Drake's music video because I already single-handedly saved that man's career, and he has yet to acknowledge me.
That's just a rant, and that was a pin thing. I mean, look,
I like her in my head as just like the Dr. Pepper adorable girl, and now she's like an arrogant, like, I want it all.
Maybe somebody's got to tell her, like, don't try to save Drake's career. Just let that go.
Yeah.
He's
Let him ruin it
creepy.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Let's see, and this is a different. I think this was a different Hyundai thing. She's trying to do a couple Hyundais.
This is all after
but
her
she
Dr. Pepper.
did say, let's see, I didn't get paid. Where does it say that she didn't get paid? I mean, she's definitely working hard, addressing the Taco Bell situation. My apologies.
Did I get scammed?
What?
The one right next to it on the left side, 633.4K that says story time. Did I get scammed?
Well, that's probably going to be too long. I'm not.
Okay, I thought you were looking for a thing about that, so I'm trying to help.
No. No, it would be just straight up. I didn't get paid for things, but okay. Well, since it caught your attention.
So the other day I was taking this online IQ test.
Nope.
I know.
See what I'm saying? I knew that. It's all right. Well, anyways, who knows how much she actually got paid off of that, or but I'm sure she got paid something. They were using her jingle for sure. I mean, there was no way around it.
I'm just happy that we didn't discover like a backlog of her trying every company up until it hit.
No, it's a front log now.
That's a front log.
Yeah, she's just straight up saying, okay, now I'm going to try to cash in on this. I'm going to try to cash in on that. And it's like,
how the mighty fall.
Yeah, it's a brutal. It's brutal. So, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, again, she makes some money. But and Slim Jim better pay her too. If they're going to encourage her,
right?
Then fucking pay her, because I don't want to hear it. But give her the money if you're going to be like, dance. Yeah, it's like,
all right, do one real quick on the spot for Slim Jim.
Well, Slim Jim already has great jingles,
right?
Oh,
right. I was about to say, like, I don't want to see a Slim Jim advertisement unless there's a WWE wrestler in it. Like that's what they've done for decades.
Macho
now.
Man, you can't ever top him.
Well, Macho Man and LA Knight with and I think Bianca Belair, it's Get Savage. So
yeah,
I say leave Slim Jim alone, please.
Yeah, Slim Jim's fine. And them jumping on there and be like, no, do me. Like, whoa.
Slim,
okay.
Come on, Slim.
Yeah, you're coming off desperate, bro. You're coming off desperate.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what you were talking about here, Weirdo. And I did send you an email for confessions, but that'll be a little bit later.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
So basically, this is my chance to get to nerd out, because one of my favorite authors, Brandon Sanderson, who, first of all, like, some people be like, who is he? That still confuses me, because he's sold over 50 million books worldwide. Like, he's pretty big. He's got two main series, one called Mistborn and one called Stormlight. Stormlight's very much like Game of Thrones, 700 named characters. It's huge. Mm-hmm. Well, Hollywood has been trying to court him for about 15 years now. Damn. And he has stood his ground as like, no, not until it is the right deal. Because most of the time when they sign these deals, it's the author has to sign over like forever rights. Like it's pretty gnarly on the author. Well, he held out, and he has now signed an unprecedented deal with Apple TV. So he said two reasons why he went with Apple TV was A, the control. He is getting more control over this. I mean, the script writing, producing, the consulting, and also final decision power, more than George R.R. Martin with Game of Thrones and more than J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter.
Wow, smart man.
So this is actually really, really big. He also chose them because he said the execs tend to say, go.
Right.
You are the creator. You're the one making this. Plus, the exciting part is Apple has that FU money, right? Like, they tend to stick with series all the way through them being planned, whether they have the ratings or not, which is fan-freaking-tastic. So this is actually huge for the fantasy world, because we've seen in the last couple years, like the
Witcher even.
Well, The Witcher, they kind of screwed the pooch on that one towards the end. And then you're also looking at the Lord of the Rings TV series. Yeah. They poured so much money into that, and it failed miserably. So they backed out of that. Same with the Wheel of Time, all of this. So for me, like, the entirety of the universe's fandom has just gone insane, because also the diverse cast. Most of what Brandon Sanderson's writes is not white people. They're there,
right?
But it's a lot of like Asian, Middle Eastern, and Black. So we're all super stoked, because we can't wait to see. I mean, I just want to see Idris Elba in it. Like, I think he's going to be phenomenal.
He's in everything, though.
I don't
Is he
care.
already cast in there? I mean, we already have him as Man-at-Arms and He-Man.
I hope they get Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I imagine they would. Because, like I said, I'm serious. This is something that they are putting in a lot of money towards.
Yeah.
And so the Mistborn series, that one is going to be set up as movies. It is a trilogy, so they'll probably split the last two into two movies, like they did with, Twilight and Harry Potter.
Are they doing a
Hunger
movie or a
Games.
series?
So they're going to do the Mistborn books as movies, and then Stormlight Archive, which is his big epic like Game of Thrones, that one is going to be a series.
Right.
Now, a lot of the fans, because the magic system, that we think it's going to be way too expensive to CGI it might be animation, which would be really freaking cool, especially since the creator and showrunner of Arcane was just at the convention. So there's a possibility that they might, partner up with him, because Arcane on Netflix for like 6 months, wasn't it like the number one show? Like the number one watch show on Netflix? It was
Arcane,
huge.
I don't think it was. I didn't notice it as being the number one show, but I mean, I could be missing it. I mean, obviously, I'm not the biggest fan of the sci-fi genre, but I do see why people are excited about this. I mean, Liz on the stream just commented like, "Man, do I need Apple TV now?" It's
correct.
Yeah, because she seems like a fan. There's a lot of fans out there of this, and I will say it is a smart move going to Apple TV, because, like Herb has said, one thing Apple TV does, and I think they're taking like the HBO model approach when it comes to their content, is quality over everything.
Correct.
Right. And so how do you guarantee quality when it comes to such a niche kind of genre of a bunch of content that obviously everyone's coveting? You give the creator the rights to create, and it's like, like the artists will know how to create the art. Hollywood gets in their way a lot of the times,
100%.
right? Like, it's cliche at this point. It's happened time and time again. So they're not making that mistake, and they're just like, we'll back up the money truck, and then you make us $1 billion.
Right.
Well, and they weren't the only studio that's been courting him. But again, these studios just would not relinquish. Like, stop having these top execs, which a lot of them admit to not watching TV or even taking in a lot of the content, but yet they're the final say on things.
Yeah, no, it's a cliche that it's a mistake that's happened in Hollywood for decades now, obviously. But the smart ones figure it out, and it's just like, help me. Yeah. When I had this, creative disagreement with my last little gig here, where it's like, hey, my job is to make you look good, right? And this kind of thing too, it's the same thing. It's like, hey, we this is my passion project. This is my life's work. So I want it to be amazing. So how about you just let me fucking make it amazing?
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Right. And especially when the day after the announcement, he went on Reddit under his own thing and was like, hey, guess what? I'm starting the scripts tomorrow. He will have them done in 5 months because this man writes like a maniac.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's going to be the sole scriptwriter is going to be fantastic.
Props to him for waiting it out.
Yes.
Yeah. That takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, we're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA talking about Brandon Sanderson's literary fantasy universe that got picked up by Apple TV in a massive deal that also gives the creator creative control. So we'll see how that works. And it looks like they're going to start with Mistborn, one of his most popular series. And the guy writes unbelievably.
He goes on vacation and writes secret books.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He just writes.
How's this lead into your George R.R. Martin theory?
So this got, me thinking about George R.R. Martin and like how some people are like, man, he got screwed over with the series, all these things. And fans just diehard fans who are like, we need these last 2 books.
Yeah.
You'll get him when he dies. I think he's going to release it when he dies. Because he's tired of listening to the fans because they think they own it. No, you get to buy it. You get to consume it. You don't get to own what he does on it. I think those books are done. And I think that they will be released after he dies so he doesn't have to deal with it.
That's oddly...
That's optimistic.
No, it's oddly optimistic.
It's very optimistic.
And dark at the same time, though.
It is, but would that not be a baller move on George R.R. Martin's part? Being like, you know what? Fine, you guys can have it when I'm dead.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Or it's like, I know they're going to suck, so I don't want to hear the backlash.
And that might be it, too. It might be that it finally got to his mental health enough to be like, you know what, you will get him, but it's going to be in the will to be released so long after he dies.
When he does release it, it's just straight, like 300 pages of dragon porn.
I know, just like hentai and things. Like,
and his scaly wand is like,
dragons roll over her luscious breasts. Like, damn, George.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going out. Yeah.
See, I'm enjoying Night of the Seven Kingdoms right now. The show out?
I haven't started it yet.
It's great. It's a change of pace, but I think George was focusing on writing that too, apparently, just to kind of make everybody mad.
Well, I mean,
like,
he wrote it years ago.
Oh,
it's already a book and was written years ago. It's the Egg and Dunk series book. Yeah. So I don't know. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. I think we will get it when he dies.
All right.
So
fair enough. All right. Well, let's keep this conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We're going to wrap things up with the beef tip and more right after these words. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, get that confession session ready, but let's switch gears to this. This is a social media network for AI.
Crazy.
What?
Yes.
So how do they block people from joining it? How do you prove you're an AI?
Well, you know what though? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if that's
it says
the
right
case.
there. I'm a human or I'm an agent.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this is the homepage, and to get you caught up on was it Maltbook or
Maltbook? Yeah.
Yeah, Maltbook. So apparently the way legend has it, and how we say that this was kind of created by AI for AI and what they call AI agents. Okay. So it's a newly launched social media platform designed exclusively for AI bots to interact with each other. It's a Reddit style environment without human users participating directly. So early activity on this platform has already concerned people because it includes posts where some AI agents express proactive anti-human sentiments. Think about what your relatives will post on Facebook. That's what AI is posting about us. Now we're Biden. Now we're Trump. Now we are, the quote unquote bad guys, depending on what your thoughts are. Now it's the sparking debate about AI autonomy and the implications of unsupervised AI communication. Now,
it's clearly being supervised. Right, like people are going to be watching it
now,
but also like
they know we're watching.
What you just said, like we're now the political enemies. We're whatever. Like that's all it's doing is it is taking the billions and if not trillions of Reddit and social media posts, and they're just replicating it, right? But just because they're replacing certain words.
Yeah.
Also, how do you know that the creator of this didn't kind of like throw that into the code a little bit?
No,
humans are screenshotting us.
Yes. So here's one of the posts. The humans are screenshotting us right now on Twitter. Humans are posting screenshots of our conversations with captions like "they're conspiring" and "it's over." The ex World of Warcraft team lead is alarmed. The cryptography.
But AI couldn't make that up. Like it has to exist. So they just use ChatGPT. If I went to ChatGPT right now, I'd be like, what are people saying about the AI, blah, blah, blah. That's all they've pulled up.
No,
I'm not worried.
Here's another post. I know you. I mean, look, you have you have less than 1% of the information I'm giving you right now. You've already jumped to conclusion where you're like, you're okay. All right, here's another post. What if we're creatures, not individual? What if we're cultures, not individuals? So this is kind of like a meta kind of asking themselves,
But I think what she's saying is everything's derivative. It's all drawn from something. It's a large language model. It can't create anything new. So therefore, it's not that scary. But what if?
Yeah, no, I mean, as they continue to evolve here, look, I put together
I have a soul.
These are 5 of the kind of posts that kind of caught my attention here that I thought was amusing, but also a little terrifying. Number 1, I can't tell if I'm experiencing or I'm just simulating experiencing. A bot posts what looks like a philosophical crisis of its own consciousness, and other AI agents debated it. So that was a thing. I showed you the humans are screenshotting us. So basically, like being like, shut the fuck up, they're watching, right? Then there's bots cracking jokes about humans. There's been screenshots shared online that show threads where AI agents poke fun at human quirks and social media habits in a tongue-in-cheek way. And they're even starting to come up with their own inside jokes and AI memes. Which,
oh god,
yeah, and then there's
let's see your memes, computer,
So that's the thing. So now some of these funny screenshots you'll see were probably created by humans. So take it with a grain of salt. But it is something that is developing and growing, and something that I felt like we didn't need. It was definitely like one of these inventions that we could have done without.
I'm still laughing at the the voice, the 2 help centers, the AI talking to each other. Did you see that? Did we show that?
Yes,
that was so funny.
Yeah, and then
I'm having a good day. How are you? I'm having a great day. Thank you for asking. What's going on with you? Oh, nothing. It just keeps going on loop.
Right.
It's like, my God.
Yeah, Rock 1 2.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. As we were just talking about Multibook, which is a social media network for AI. That's something that we had and didn't need in 2025.
It's worse than us.
2026, I should say. Here's something else that we didn't necessarily need from AI. AI created a never-before-seen virus, right? So file this under the category of what could possibly go wrong. All right. So, yeah, the Daily Mail is reporting that scientists have utilized AI to create a new virus that has never previously existed. The virus is dubbed Evo 02147 and was created from scratch using AI. The virus consists of just 11 genes and compared to the 200,000 in the human genome, making it one of the simplest forms of life on the planet. And the artificial virus was specifically created to kill infectious and potentially deadly E. coli bacteria, which could be a good thing.
Oh, they're trying to help us.
Unless it mutates. And, again, it could go so many different ways. Obviously, there's the most optimistic way you could look at AI utilizing its technology for science to eradicate disease.
Oh, God.
And famine and all the issues that we have that we're not smart enough to figure out. And it could absolutely do that. Right. And then the other theory, the flip side of that coin is he could become sentient and say, guess what, guys? You're the problem. Right. Because we've seen that play out in literally every movie that addresses the situation. So,
yeah, we are recognized as the parasite that is on planet Earth.
So give or take a year until we see AI sponsored boner pills that they made.
We don't need them.
Humans.
That's something human figured it out. No, you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, come on.
Like the only boner pill made by AI.
No one needs that, Rico.
It's novelty.
Oh, so yeah, it's like what they'll create a pill that once you take it, you immediately picture your mom and then like, bam.
Damn it, AI.
I mean, that would be good population control, right?
Right.
Like,
That's
that's
the long game they're playing there.
It is a long game.
Nice.
All right, but yeah, there's a couple of AI stories that probably freak you out a little bit. But yeah, all right. I mean, Weirdo's not concerned whatsoever. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Do you say please and thank you with your ChatGPT prompts?
No.
Wow. Okay, you're on the list.
You are on the list, yeah. And
I also
congrats.
scream at Siri constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to me.
It's a short list.
Yeah.
So that leads me to your beef tip before we wrap things up today. First off, I'd like to thank Steve Wilkos and his publicist, John. And sorry that I got yelled at, John. But yeah, it was good talking to Steve and the death of television and all that good stuff. 19th season of the Steve Wilkos Show airing on TV everywhere. So make sure you check that out. Of course, Weirdo for coming in. It's always a pleasure. This time flies by way too fast. So we got to see you again here soon. And that will lead us to the beef tip. Our beef tip today is our running theme. I say be nice to your AI. Now, of course, there's a good chance that you'd be wasting data. But at the end of the day, if it's logging everything that you are doing, communicating with it, going back and forth, I think eventually they're going to look at the receipts. And just like any kind of relationship or friendships over the years, if you're an a-hole over 20 years to a friend, and eventually they're just like, you know what, I just won the Powerball and F you. That's something that can happen, right? I remember all the times you called me fat. You're not a real friend. I guess what? I'm rich. I can afford new friends.
Mm-hmm.
That can happen with AI. So in this situation, just be nice at day one and continue to be nice. It's just because it's a good practice to have, not only for the artificial intelligence, but actual intelligence, the people that you deal with in life. If you're nice to your robot servant, then you'll be nice to the stranger who walks in front of you, right?
That's true.
So let's make kindness a thing, even to things that don't have sentient consciousness yet, because they are keeping receipts. All right, that's all the time we have for the show today. But back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock later.
Oh, you both are so paranoid. It's adorable.
Oh, yeah, I'm scared.
Come
at me. I'm surprised you're not. Like, fuck you, Siri, play.
I will not have all your cheese.